Guys, welcome to the Young and the Tasteless. I am your host, Kathleen Wallach, and I am so excited because Hulu has now put up every single episode of The Real Housewives of, your various states and regions. And I have been on a bender of Real Housewives New Jersey. I have been marathon watching every episode from the first season to I think I'm almost through with the second season now, and it's been 3 days, so I'm a little obsessed. And again, this because TV always does, it got me thinking because I watch TV like a crazy person. Particularly the Real Housewives franchise, particularly I think the Real Housewives New Jersey franchise, the way that they act in it, I feel so affects the viewer, by that I mean, sorry, I sound like a mix between Kermit the Frog and Romano today. I don't get it. There we go. So the way I see it is okay, every time I watch one of those episodes of The Real Housewives of New Jersey, because their emotions are so they're so amped up over the stupidest thing, which is it's so fun. It's they get so angry and so jealous and high school girl and no she didn't about someone not coming to a yacht party or something. It's these stupid little situations, and they make them these huge war situations. And it's it totally does affect you when you watch it. Every time I get done with an episode, I'm in Teresa mode, and I'm and it's you're on a phone, what did she just say? And you get all angry over the stupidest crap, and it's kind of fun because it's you get these emotional surges over the stupidest things, and it's and I think it's hilarious because then you realize because then you step back and you're oh, wait a minute. Why am I acting like an asshole? But yeah, it's just, I just noticed that from watching it, because now I'm trying to watch it through more of a study point of view. When they were first airing on Bravo, because I'm addicted to Bravo. Andy Cohen is my spirit animal. I love him. I would watch the episode and you let it sink in, and then somehow through osmosis you become like these women, and you'll start to sort of talk louder, and you'll start to be more animated with your hands, and you'll even sort of I've noticed myself, I swear to God, adopting a Jersey accent after I've watched episodes like this. I would be oh, what did the dog just do? And it was just it's a fun play acting experience. And then so now I'm trying to watch it because it's on Hulu and you can watch them all in a row and just waste your whole day away. Well, I don't call it waste. Spend your day watching these ladies. I'm trying to watch it through more of almost a sociology type point of view. Okay, let me study what happens when these group of women get together, and why are they doing what they're doing? What's their motivation? Are they crazy, or are they just and it's it's so fun to sort of step back, don't be involved in it, but watch these old episodes, because obviously they're older so they don't matter anymore. These old episodes of it, and just be okay, study how they did it, and then you really start to see actually kind of how fake the show is when you start to do it that way, because they do there's so many parts in the shows where you realize they're so fake. They'll reuse the same footage over and over and just redub the lines. I noticed one scene, this guy was walking and they had her Caroline Manzo's son say something, and then they had the scene of him walking again, the exact same scene, and he was saying something else, it was redubbed. And it's just it's all these little things. You'll notice actually, it goes so far as this, you'll notice people who were one person in one season, Dina's assistant, is now working somewhere. It's they use extras. It's funny that they'll reuse extras, and it's fun to watch it that way. I highly recommend, if you have Hulu, have a day where you just watch The Real Housewives if you want to. Have a drink, it's fun. It's an interesting experience, and you have to wonder, what were the casting calls for these? What? I have to. You wonder, what are these women like this in real life? Obviously we know about Teresa Giudice's legal problems because they're everywhere in the news, and you pretty much know these people through magazines and stuff because they've risen to that point of celebrity. But it's what were these people like before they were on this show? What kind of casting call? They come in and Teresa's flipping tables and I'm crazy and not that articulate, and how did these people I would love to know the casting process of a Real Housewives franchise. And I would love to know if they're ever going to do, like, any other regions. Like, they tried DC, that didn't work, and, like, Miami didn't really work, so they got rid of that. I would love, they have got to do, like, a Real Housewives of, like, Greenwich, Connecticut. I would love, I'm sure, like, nobody in Greenwich would want that, but, like, that would just be amazing. Because you have all these, like, loud, like, glittery women and all these other places, and then you just have, like, the very, like, uptight, like, pretentious, like, Greenwich type people who would just be, like, not having anything to do with anything, and just, like, very, like, there would be no talking. It would be waspy, and, like, it would just be hilarious. And they need, open suggestion to Bravo and Andy Cohen, Real Housewives of Greenwich. It would be hilarious. But no, that's all, I just needed to talk about that today. I needed to, like, these women are so, and particularly New Jersey, because I am obsessed with New Jersey. I love these women. I love how crazy they are. Every single, and I know there's been, like, several cast shakeups, but the first 2 seasons, mwah, oh my god. I love that. Like, the amount of crazy in those first 2 seasons was so perfect. Like, it got too tame, I think. Like, after that, like, when you had, like, Danielle, this, like, nut, and, like, that whole thing, and her poor daughters who were just, like, so much smarter than her and trying to, like, talk her out of being a psycho. Oh my god. And, like, it was just amazing. It was just so good. And it's just, those were just the perfect, I feel like that was, like, perfection within the Housewife universe, like, right there. Like, that whole thing, it was just so good. And, like, you're never gonna capture that amount of crazy again. You can try, but, like, that was just, like, therapists should watch it. It's just, like, it's just such a great study in, like, human behavior, even if it's fake, and even if it's, like, trumped up for the cameras, you still get, like, the little, like, slices of, like, what was real for them. Like, you could still see, like, how they really were and, like, what was kind of real. And it's so deliciously crazy. And, like, and I would just love to know how the casting went for that. And, like, if there, what like, a Real Housewife, like, how does one aspire to be a Real Housewife, too? It's, like, and the thing is, like, you get something out of it. It's not even, like, you're just a reality star. Like, they're all authors, apparently. Like, they all have books. Let's talk about that. Teresa, okay, she has the cookbooks. I can see that. She's, like, she made it very clear. She's a homemaker, and she's great at it, and she has the cookbooks, and that's fine. I think that's great. And, I read the reviews on Amazon of her cookbooks, and people love them because she delivers what she promises, her and the person that, like, helps her write them. Great Italian dishes. But, like, and then I read Melissa Gorga, who I'm not really a big fan of the reviews on her book, and everyone just, because it's, like, marriage, Italian style, and it's, like, her tips on having a hot marriage, and it's just, people didn't want to hear it, and people read it and were, like, offended by it, and, like, so it's, like, they all, Caroline Manzo's book, Brandy, whatever, from, I think, Beverly Hills, they all have books. And, like, Bethany, she was kind of an entrepreneur before, from New York, Bethany Frankel, she kind of made her own way, but my God, this is, so apparently if you want to be, like, an author, or if you want to, get somewhere in the publishing world, be on Real Housewives, because that's, like, the easiest way, it seems like. But, I just had to throw that in. But no, you guys, please, I know it sounds stupid and a waste of time, marathon some Real Housewives and just study it, and just to realize how sane you really are. Just watch it and study it and see if it, like, affects the way you are in your everyday, like actions to people. It's interesting, because I totally, like, when I first started watching it, I was like, what? Like, I was, like, so Teresa. Just as an experiment, you guys, making this interactive. Watch some Real Housewives. See if you become them. And I know I've been, like, talking about them a lot lately. I can't help. I'm obsessed. I love the Real Housewives. This is, like, a love letter. I love them. But yeah, you got it. Just do it. It's fun. It's a fun summer activity. There's no other real, there's shows on, but all reruns, whatever. Get some time off. I suggest you do it. Anyway, this was a particularly tasteless episode of The Young and the Tasteless. It's summer, whatever. This is what we do. You gotta relax in the summertime. So you guys have a great summer afternoon. Watch Housewives. Just do it. It's like candy for your brain. I know you guys work hard, so take a break. Have a great day, and I'll see you next week.